Sure. Well, I'm a professor at the Department of Communication in the University of Connecticut, and I got my PhD in social psychology at the University of Southern California. I'm excited to be at UConn developing lots of video games for health. I mostly do virtual reality applications, even some social media, mobile phone apps, that sort of thing for a wide variety of health outcomes, HIV, nutrition, and so forth. We have a lot of behavior change techniques that we like to put into these digital media applications. So what we do is pretty much take the traditional components that have been in interventions for decades now, and we kind of make them a bit more fun, a bit more challenging sometimes, and give people real experience in these virtual worlds, overcoming the challenges they might face in reality. And so the idea there is to kind of have maybe a choose your own adventure or some virtual experience where people can actually practice doing the things that we try to get people to do in these traditional interventions. Well, I mean, these can be adapted for any population that you like. This particular one is designed for youth, age 18 to about 24 or so, men who have sex with men, MSM. But you could easily, with relatively little cost, we hope, transfer these to other populations, other risk behaviors, other areas of health as well. So one outcome, of course, is a reduction in unsafe sex. And we actually have shown through randomized controlled trials that we can actually use these interactive interventions to reduce the number of times people have unsafe sex into the future. So that's the kind of the primary goal there. We also have demonstrated that we can reduce the number of sexual partners that people have over the next 3 months. And of particular interest to me, we can also make people feel better about themselves. We can reduce and help people manage the feelings of shame that they may have for being who they are or what they have done. And so we have these emotional outcomes we like to change, and we have the behavioral outcomes as well. So yeah, I did mention along with Lynn Miller and colleagues at USC, we created two separate interventions. I'll be kind of showing a little bit of both of those. The first one was actually an interactive DVD with filmed human actors, and you can go on a virtual date. You actually use the remote control to choose what you like, whether you want to meet your partner online or whether you'd like to go to a bar to do that. The action continues, and you get to influence that narrative by maybe choosing whether you'd like to have alcohol or not. If you make a risky choice, then the action stops, and we like to pause at that point to provide some advice, a persuasive health message at that point. And so we have peer guide characters who are on the screen and come in and tell you, maybe you should have done this. You can go and rethink this choice. Go back and redo that in a more safe way. Be less risky, for instance. And so that intervention is probably about 20 to 25 minutes or so, depending on what pathway you take. And at the end, these peer guide characters pop up on the screen again and kind of recap all of the choices that you've made throughout this virtual date and kind of give you advice on how you can change your behavior for the future. So that one was, as I mentioned, with filmed human actors in a DVD format. We more recently have gone to doing the same kind of intervention, but using video games with animated characters. So I'll show a bit of this as well today. And it has the same kind of purpose there, except instead of these peer guide characters who guide you along and provide advice, we actually switch those out and have a representation of your virtual future self. So it's kind of like you're talking to yourself, the angel and devil on your shoulder, giving you that advice. It's amazing. It's so well put together. Everything is very interesting, and people seem to be really enjoying it for the most part. I was really impressed by all the sessions and the round tables and just the feel of the conference. It's just such high caliber compared to some of the others that I've been to.